Hi and good evening. Thank you for watching. I'm Shakil 5858. I am Ami Buddham. Now the latest headlines from world channels and news agencies.
Purported leak. ABC News Live.
Hi, I'm Diane Macedo. We have breaking news on ABC News Live. First, catastrophic wildfires are tearing through Southern California. 3 major fires are sweeping across LA County, destroying everything in their paths and forcing thousands to evacuate.
Everything is catching fire here. What have we just seen? 4 or 5 houses go up over the past few minutes here.
Life-threatening winds are fueling those fires, threatening iconic landmarks, ripping through a famous high school, and shutting down major freeways.
The fire is being fueled by a combination of strong winds and surrounding topography, which is making it extremely challenging.
It's also making it challenging to get out. People there describe the scene as apocalyptic. Right now, fires are 0% contained, and they're spreading at an unprecedented speed.
We got in the car to go, and then all the cars were abandoned, so I had nowhere to go, so I just had to get out of my car and start walking.
And now the fire danger is expected to get even worse, with hurricane-force winds threatening the region. Our special coverage of this unprecedented wildfire emergency starts right now. And right now we have some breaking news on that wildfire emergency. Here's a special report.
And good morning, everyone. I'm Kira Phillips. We're interrupting your regular programming with breaking news. Local officials now holding a press conference as residents of Southern California wake up to red skies as devastating and destructive wildfires burn through Los Angeles County. Let's listen in.
People ask me is, what do you want to convey to the public? And that is, heed the advice of first responders. When they ask you to evacuate, evacuate. This is not a drill. This is in real time. So I want to thank the city of Pasadena, who's opened up the Pasadena Convention Center for those impacted by the Eaton Canyon fire.
Situation here, guys, from Midwick and Sinaloa, as we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 houses just from my viewpoint on fire. We'll be checking in throughout the morning.
All right, Michelle, thank you for your reporting. All right, just about 8 o'clock right now. You are watching Today in LA. I'm Adrian Arambulo.
And I'm Lynette Romero. We have been on air nonstop since 11 a.m. yesterday morning, covering this wildfire emergency happening here in Southern California. Again, the first fire that started, the Palisades fire, is the largest at this point. It started about 10:30 yesterday morning. The most preliminary number is 2,900 acres. We are waiting a news conference happening right now in downtown Los Angeles. We're going to listen in.
Transition to a question and answer session that'll be moderated for members of the...
This is an NBC News special report. Here's Lester Holt.
Good morning. We're coming on the air with breaking news in Southern California, where Los Angeles County and city officials are about to update on those devastating out-of-control wildfires, at least 3 tearing through densely populated areas of L.A. The numbers are astounding. 80,000 people are already under...
I'm going to show you the inside of a supermarket in Tibet. But it's not the supermarket that matters. It's the fact that everything inside it is shaking. The interior is rattling apart, and everybody's running for cover. That's the inside view of an earthquake that just hit. But now look at the outside view. Roads cleaved apart. Homes reduced to piles of rock. At least 100 dead due to this 7.1 magnitude quake. According to Chinese state media, Xi Jinping has called for an all-out search. going to show you the inside of a supermarket in Tibet. But it's not the supermarket that matters. It's the fact that everything inside it is shaking. The interior is rattling apart, and everybody's running for cover. That's the inside view of an earthquake that just hit. But now look at the outside view. Roads cleaved apart, homes reduced to piles of rock. At least 100 dead due to this 7.1 magnitude quake. According to Chinese state media, Xi Jinping has called for an all-out search and rescue response. But Tibet is a hell of a place to rescue. It's one of the most punishing places on Earth, home to the highest peak on the planet, geologically unstable, cold, hard to reach. There is nothing easy about this rescue mission.
If you look at a lot of different earthquakes in this region, the buildings are usually made of brick. When you have the
You're watching DW News, coming to you live from Berlin. Firefighters in Los Angeles say they cannot contain multiple wildfires. Authorities say their focus is now not on saving homes, but on saving people's lives. Tens of thousands have been ordered to flee different neighborhoods across the LA area. Also ahead.
We're going to be changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico.
Incoming U.S. President Donald Trump threatens to change the map after already setting his sights on Canada and Greenland.
One, the Trump doctrine, the Panama Canal, Canada, Greenland, the Gulf of America. How the Trump doctrine helps us to understand the difference between isolationism, neoconservatism, and America first, and how we can apply the Trump doctrine as we watch the fires burn in Southern California. Two, stay humble. Remember that discipline equals freedom. And other lessons in extreme ownership with former Navy SEAL and best-selling author Jocko Willink. Three, Navy SEALs take to the Capitol. Hundreds of Navy SEALs plan a march next week in support of Defense Secretary nominee Pete Hegseth. We will speak today to several of those Navy SEALs.
Good morning. It's 9 o'clock on today's show. Tens of thousands of people ordered to evacuate Southern California as fast-moving wildfires burn out of control.
An inquiry into alleged war crimes in Afghanistan has heard UK special forces and murder were regular bedfellows.
And the Tories pile pressure on Labour to hold a new national inquiry into grooming gangs.
It's Wednesday, the 8th of January. Your headlines.
Here in Pacific Palisades, life-threatening wildfires are raging, fueled by very strong winds, as California's governor declares a state of emergency.
An inquiry into alleged war crimes in Afghanistan has heard UK special forces and murder were regular bedfellows. Elon Musk should crack on with getting to Mars, says the government minister, who he's criticised as a rape genocide apologist over grooming gangs.
It's a ridiculous statement. It's completely and utterly untrue.
More freezing conditions on the way, with snow and ice warnings issued for large parts of the UK. A very good morning to you. We begin with the fast-moving wildfires scorching through California, where a state of emergency has been declared. The blazes are
Choice for News.
Hello, you're watching The World Today on France 24. I'm Karis Garland. Thanks for tuning in. Here's a look at our headlines. France is paying tribute to a policewoman killed in a terror attack 10 years ago. Clarissa Jean-Philippe was shot dead by an Islamist extremist while on patrol in southern Paris. We'll get the latest from our reporter, James Andre. Fire crews in Los Angeles are stretched thin as they fight several fast-moving wildfires. At least 30,000 people are under evacuation orders. And US President-elect Donald Trump has refused to rule out using military or economic action to pursue acquisition of the Panama Canal and Greenland, promoting a broader expansionist agenda during a press conference. Well, after remembering the victims of the 2015 terror attack on French newspaper Charlie Hebdo on Tuesday, France is this Wednesday again marking another grim anniversary. It's been 10 years since policewoman Clarissa Jean-Philippe was killed while on patrol in
Hello there, let's check the headline news this hour. India has reportedly extended the visa of former Bangladeshi Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, despite Dhaka's recent call for extradition. And that's according to Indian media, citing people familiar with the matter. They say the extension was to facilitate Hasina's stay in India. The former leader has been living in exile since August last year, after nationwide student-led protests toppled her government. South Korea's acting President Choi Sang-mok is urging authorities to do their best to avoid clashing with citizens. Investigators are preparing to make a second attempt to arrest President Yoon Suk-yeol, impeached by Parliament over his martial law decree. Hundreds of supporters have gathered near Mr. Yoon's residence, vowing to protect their leader. But kept apart by police fences are anti-Yoon protesters, also rallying nearby. A panel led by Singapore's head of civil service will look into the disclosure of thousands of full identification numbers on a business registry portal. 2 cabinet ministers have apologized in Parliament for the mistake that caused anxiety and public anxiety. They also addressed over 50 questions filed by MPs. It was revealed that over 500,000 searches for NRIC numbers were made on the portal over the 5-day period last month when the numbers were available. Now, there are usually only a few thousand searches each day. Richa Matthews reports.
This portal sent thousands of Singaporeans into frenzy almost a month ago, when full NRIC numbers were made public here. Following that, a public apology after.
And that's the latest from the CN8 newsroom.
BBC iView.
You're watching DW News, coming to you live from Berlin. Firefighters in Los Angeles say they cannot contain multiple wildfires. Authorities say their focus is now not on saving homes, but on saving people's lives. Tens of thousands have been ordered to flee different neighborhoods across the LA area. Also ahead.
We're going to be changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico.
Incoming U.S. President Donald Trump threatens to change the map after already setting his sights on Canada and Greenland.
The Biden administration has declared that Sudan's Rapid Support Forces, RSF, and its proxies are committing genocide in the ongoing civil war in Sudan's military, which has killed tens of thousands and caused a severe humanitarian crisis in part of Sudan.
The 7th edition of the Africa Eco Race covered a distance of 468 kilometers, taking participants from Beni Chab to Amoja on the second day in Mauritania. Competitors faced a grueling mix of sand, dunes and tricky navigation in sweltering heat. Pierre Lafay from SSV Extreme Race won the stage, clocking in at 54 minutes and 32 seconds. Benoit Fretin and Philippe Champignet finished second and third respectively. It was very technical at the beginning, Sandy, very pretty, right up to the finish line in Dakar.
Cheers and applause as John Mahama was sworn in as president. It marks his third time in the role, having last served from July 2012 to January 2017. The 65-year-old clinched a victory in the election late last year. He's vowed to fight against corruption, reduce unemployment, and put the country's economy back on its feet.
The circumstances we find ourselves in are indeed dire. But even so, I'll be decisive and swift in my actions. We'll focus on
the economic crisis in a generation.
Tensions are escalating between Algeria and Mali over allegations of interference by Algiers in Mali's internal affairs. The rift was sparked by comments from Algeria's Foreign Minister Ahmed Attaf, opposing Mali's plans to reclassify certain northern separatist groups, including signatories of the 2015 Algiers Agreement, as terrorist organizations. Attaf emphasized that these groups should remain key interlocutors in peace negotiations and insisted that a military solution is not the answer. Mali, however, perceives this statement as an intrusion on its sovereignty, straining an already complex situation. The two nations hold opposing views on how to address the conflict in northern Mali, with Algeria advocating dialogue and Mali increasingly
Thank you for sparing your precious time. This is Amir Shakil. Have a good life. Bye-bye.